Hello, dear students. I welcome you all on behalf of Sri Jayendra Rank Zone classes. Dear students, we are in continuation of the chapter that is microbes in human welfare. And today, in this lecture, we are going to deal with the last topic of this chapter that is microbes as a fertilizer, or we can say biofertilizer specifically. Okay, so if we talk about this topic, we know that environmental pollution is a major cause of concern. Okay, and day by day it is increasing. Okay, so the use of chemical fertilizers also taking place along with the pollution, and in pollution this is also one of the important concern that these chemical fertilizers are causing also a pollution. So the use of chemical fertilizers to meet the ever increasing demand of agricultural produce means there is a need of agriculture produce, more and more agriculture produce, and demand is increasing day by day. And to meet or to complete this demand, the chemical fertilizers are getting used and is one of the important causes of this pollution. So there are so many problems associated with the overuse of these chemical fertilizers. And now we have realized that the problem associated with the overuse of chemical fertilizers, and there is an immense pressure to switch to organic farming, that is the use of biofertilizers. Okay, so there is a need to shift from the chemical fertilizers to the biofertilizers. So the question is, what are biofertilizers? So dear students, biofertilizers are the organisms that provide optimum nutrient to the crop plant, or optimum nutrient, or enrich the nutrient quality of the soil. And when they enrich the nutrient quality of soil, this organism, there will be a crop will be raised in that soil, they will be a rich in nutrient. Okay, so if biofertilizers enrich the nutrient quality, they are the microbes, they are enriching this particular content. Okay, so this raising of these crops through the use of these biofertilizers, that is known as organic farming. So what is organic farming? It is raising of crop through the use of biofertilizers. Okay, so it is a raising of crop through the use of biofertilizers. Then this farming is known as organic farming. And the biofertilizers are organisms which are enriching the nutrient quality of soil, and the main source of nutrient quality and main source of biofertilizers are the bacteria, fungi, and cyanobacteria. Okay, so if we talk about this three, we know very well about the fungus, bacteria, and the cyanobacteria. We have studied about them in detail in the biological classification. Now, how they are used as a biofertilizer. So we have studied about the nodules. First, we are going to talk about the bacteria. So we studied about the nodule on the roots of leguminous plant. And we know that on the roots of leguminous plant, the nodule formation occur by the symbiotic association of this rhizobium bacteria. Okay, so these are the, you can see, these are the nodules on the leguminous plant's root by the symbiotic association of ribons. This is the nodule. And this bacteria, that is rhizobium, fix atmospheric nitrogen into organic forms, and through the use of atmospheric nitrogen, they are going to form a NS3, and that NS3 get incorporated into the several other organic compounds. And this is used by the plant as a nutrient. These organic compounds are used by the plant as a nutrient. Okay. Now, apart from this, if we talk about other bacteria, which can fix atmospheric nitrogen while in free living state in the soil, and they enrich the nitrogen content of the soil, such bacteria are azospirillum and azotobacter. Okay, they fix atmospheric nitrogen in free living state and they enrich the soil nitrogen content. So these are the bacteria. Now after this, Bacteria, along with bacteria, the fungus are also used as biofertilizer, and fungi are also known to form a symbiotic association with the roots of higher plant. And we call this symbiotic association of fungi with the roots of higher plant, that is gymnosperm and angiosperm, as a mycorrhiza. So many members of the genus Glomus form mycorrhiza. Glomus fungi form a mycorrhizal association. Now here the fungal partner is there and the plant is there. So here, if we talk, this is the mycorrhizal association, and here fungal symbiont in this association facilitate the absorption on. So roots of plant are there is gymnosperm, angiosperm, and fungus is there. So when fungus show a symbiotic association with this root, fungus symbiotically absorb phosphorus from the soil and passes it to the particularly plant. So it facilitates absorption of phosphorus or a nutrient. So along with this, if we talk further, so here the phosphorus is absorbed by a fungus and provided to plant. Now plant having such association, okay, if we talk about the plant showing such association also show, number one, resistance to root-borne pathogen. Okay. Second is tolerance to salinity, that is high salty conditions, and to drought as well, and overall increase in plant growth and development. In return, fungi get shelter and food from this association. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, the mycorrhiza show association with the higher plant, that is gymnosperm and angiosperm. This mycorrhiza is of two types. The first type is ectomycorrhiza. Ectomycorrhiza or ectotrophic or ectofloic mycorrhiza. Whereas the second type is endomycorrhiza or endotrophic or endofloic mycorrhiza. When we talk about the ectomycorrhiza or ectotrophic mycorrhiza, here the hyphae of fungus only grow around the surface. Suppose this is the root. Okay, so here the fungus will grow like this on the surface mainly. It will also penetrate within the cell, but it will not penetrate between the cell, but it will not penetrate within the cell. So here the fungus in ectomycorrhiza form only mantle on outer surface of root. Okay, and thus They also grow intercellularly, and this growth intercellularly is known as hartignat. Now, this particular mycorrhiza absorb and store nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and calcium. This absorb and store nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and calcium. And here, the particularly the fungus is basidiomycetes. The fungus which is involved and show association with the ectomycorrhiza association, show ectomycorrhiza association are mostly basidiomycetes. And this ectomycorrhizal is seen with the plants like pinus and oak. This ectomycorrhizal association is seen. Now, in endomycorrhizal association, if this is a root of higher plant, then in these the cells are there. Fungus not grow mainly on the surface, but it grow intercellularly and also penetrate within the cell. So here hyphae of fungus penetrate cortex cells of root, and here it grow intercellularly as well as intracellularly. And when this grow intracellularly, it is known as VAM. VAM means it is also known as VAM, that is vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza, because within the cell it is going to form a vesicle and arbuscle. Vesicle are rounded structure and arbuscle are the branched structure which are formed within the cell, that is intracellularly. Okay, and it has a significant role in phosphorus nutrition in plant. And here fungi mainly belong to zygomycetes. Okay, so this is what we can say the endomycorrhization. Now it is known as endomycorrhizal association is seen in case of the orchid and coffee. Orchid, coffee, and woody plants. Okay, in this particular thing is seen. Now after this mycorrhiza, the another organism which shows this association, okay, that we are going to discuss. So plant having such association show benefit plant resistant to rot-borne, rot tolerance, sociality that we have discussed. Mycorrhiza promote a overall increase in plant growth and development, and in the symbiotic association with the fungus also drives sugar and nitrogen containing compounds from the root of the plant, which is given to the which one fungus. Now, apart from bacteria and fungus, cyanobacteria are also involved, act as a biofertilizers. And cyanobacteria are the autotrophic microbes, oxygenic photosynthetic microbes, which is widely distributed in the aquatic and terrestrial habitat or environment. And many of them fix atmospheric nitrogen. And if we talk about the bacteria which fix the cyanobacteria which fix the atmospheric nitrogen, they are the anemina, nostoc, and oscillatoria. So this is anemina, this is nostoc, and this is oscillatoria. Now, in paddy fields, it is seen that cyanobacteria serve as an important biofertilizer. Okay, in paddy fields, in rice fields, they are known to grow and they are important biofertilizers. And blue-green algae also add organic matter to the soil and increase its fertility. It adds nitrogen as well as organic matter, and it also reduces the alkalinity of soil. Okay, so be remember it also reduces alkalinity of soil. Okay, and currently in our country number of biofertilizers are available commercially in the market, and farmers use these regularly in their fields to replenish soil nutrients and to reduce the dependence on the chemical fertilizers. Okay, so in our country a number of biofertilizers are available commercially in the market, and the farmer use this regularly in their field to replenish soil nutrient and to reduce the dependence on the chemical fertilizers. Okay, so agriculturally beneficial organisms are the biofertilizers, microbial pesticides, and bioremediators. Okay, so this is all about what particularly biofertilizer. Now we have to note some more examples of biofertilizers, and in this be remember that Frankia is an actinomycetes that make symbiotic association with with root nodule of non-legume plants. An example are Casuarina and Elnus. Okay, so actinomycetes shows symbiotic association with the non-leguminous plant like Casuarina and Elnus. And Frankia is actinomycetes, that is filamentous bacteria. The another example is Cyanobacteria Anabina azole that fix nitrogen in leaves of azolla, a water fern that is pteridophyte symbiotically. So it is known that cyanobacteria, that is blue-green algae, Anabina azole, shows symbiotic association with the azolla plant, that is water fern, and carry out a nitrogen fixation in its leaves. And it is known that azolla pinnata, which is a pteridophyte, is used as excellent fertilizer in rice bed. Now, apart from this, Anabina cycadae lives in coralloid root of cycas, and cycas is gymnosperms, visual. These coralloid root are the negatively geotropic root which are found in cycas, and with this Anabina cycadae shows this symbiotic association. And apart from this, Olozira is most active non-symbiotic. Be remember it is non-symbiotic, which is not showing association symbiotic association with any plant, and it is a non-symbiotic nitrogen fixer in rice fields in India. Okay, so this is what about the biofertilizer. I hope you understood it. So we have dealt with this biofertilizer in detail. I hope you understood, and it will be helpful in your exam. Okay, so let's discuss some of the MCQs. That which bacteria serve as important biofertilizer? Then we know that cyanobacteria serve as an important biofertilizer. Then plants having mycorrhizal association show the following benefits: the absorption of phosphorus, tolerance to salinity and drought, resistance to root borne pathogens, so all of them. Okay, so this is all about what biofertilizers. Thank you, and that is the end of the chapter.